Alright guys, so what we have today here is a video on some face plates, cover plates, whatever you want to call them, for the new Nintendo 3DS system that was released a few years back. This was released at the end of the kind of like 2DS, 3DS generation, right around the time the Switch was launching. In America, we got a white one that was available for a while, and it came with some Mario faceplates. And the black one, I think, was only available on Black Friday, and it came with a kind of black embossed Mario Brothers type plate. And that one, because it was pretty much only available in the US on Black Friday, I think that one's like very rare. I was trying to repurchase one because I used to have one and I got rid of it. Um, and I noticed it was very hard to find one that was even in good condition. A lot of them had scratched screens or scratches on the casing and the housing of the system. Um, so it took me quite a while to find this one, and then when I finally did, it was a little bit more expensive. But I'm happy I have it. It's in mint condition, so I'm super happy about that. So we'll start with the first plate. I have quite a few plates here. None of these are the official OEM Nintendo manufactured plates. Those are very rare now and go for like $150 on eBay. So a lot of these, well, all of these pretty much technically are knockoffs, but some of them are better quality than others. So this is an example of one of the better quality ones. This is a replica of the Fire Emblem Fates plates that Nintendo did make. As far as I can tell, there's not really any distinguishable difference between the actual plates and the ones that I received. These do have a glossy finish, so they're very smooth. I used to have the actual Nintendo branded ones back when they were cheaper, when I had my first new 3DS. I really like this set because it fits very well with the black system. There are certain faceplates that go better with the white system. Like if you look through some of my older videos, you'll see like a KK slider plate that was like gray and white. And there was also a Jibanyan plate from Yokai Watch, and that one I think kind of suits the white system better. This time around, I tended to go with plates that would fit the black color scheme better. There's a lot of black. I mean, obviously there's a lot of white too, but I just felt like the darker, especially this back, the darker theme went with the black plate. And like I said, this is glossy. I believe this is the only glossy plate I have. Um, but you have to unscrew the screws for the bottom plate every single time you want to swap it. So when I swap these out during this video, I'm not going to screw the other plates on all the way because that would just take too long. So I'm just going to kind of like snap them into place. And then the top plate always just comes off by snapping it off anyway. There's like these little like hinge groove things, and it just kind of comes right off. So there's the top plate. This just shows the top of the system with the serial number. And then for the bottom plate, you do have to unscrew it. So I have my screwdriver here. Another thing is that I took my stylus out because the stylus tends to fall out. At least this particular one does. I don't know if it's because it's gotten loose over time. But yeah, the last time I tried this, my stylus kept falling out, so I decided to just take it out now ahead of time. So that plate comes off. That is where the battery is housed and the slot for a micro SD card, which I think there's one in there. So there's the bottom plate. Again, like I said, glossy. These ones do get scratched up fairly easily. I've had this one for a little while now and it hasn't gotten scratched, so I'm lucky or happy about that. But I guess we'll start with the first. I have so many of these. I ordered like 10 different plates. These were all off of AliExpress, and they were very, very cheap. Some of them as little as $4. So this set of plates here is actually the ones that came with the system. These are the Black Friday plates. So I'll show you what these look like real quick. And this is kind of a weird one because it's like a matte finish, but it's not smooth because these figures are kind of like cut into the material so you can like feel them. So when you're holding it, you kind of like, it's got like a different texture to it. And for some reason, like fingerprints kind of show on this, even though it's not glossy. But I do like the all black color. So that's that one. Let's see if I can get through all 10 of these fairly quickly here. So that's a very common, probably the most common. That's the U.S. plate that you would have gotten if you had bought this black system in U.S. So now this is the one that I really wanted to have aside from the Fire Emblem plates. I didn't actually have these ones last time because they were super expensive even back then. Luckily, the ones on AliExpress are just as good, and they still glow in the dark, which I probably won't show you here just because, you know, I'd have to like get up and turn the lights off and stuff. But so this is the Boo plate. So here's the top. So we'll put that one on first. I really like this one. The only thing I don't really like about it is the texture is kind of like a rubbery texture. So it's like, yeah, it's very, I don't know how else to describe it other than rubbery. But when you have them both on like that, you get this, which is the Boos, and then you have the one Boo that's kind of hiding. But yeah, these glow in the dark. There is a version that does not glow in the dark on AliExpress, so you have to be very careful which one you pick. Check the reviews and also check the photos because they will indicate whether or not it glows in the dark. So that's the third set. Definitely love that one. That's one of my favorites. It's probably in my top 2. That one and the Fire Emblem one are probably my favorites. So now we'll go to the next plate, which is another one that is a replica of a official Nintendo one that they released. And this is, so this one's modeled after back when Nintendo was a toy manufacturer before they made video games, and they did like cards, playing cards, I guess. And this one's a little weird because it's kind of matte, like it's definitely not glossy, but all of the outlines are raised and embossed, so it's definitely got a lot of texture to it. So once again, kind of same thing with the black one from the US that had like the Mario characters on it. I don't really like that. I like it when it's smooth. I think that's why the Fire Emblem one's one of my favorites. This one's not bad though. I like the back better than the front because I like the black and white colors and the little bit of red and the Boo. The front, I don't really like the kind of yellow colors you got in there and the green and the piranha plant. I'm not as fond as of the front as I am of the back. So that's that one. Also, you can tell this is not the official one because they printed the word game card right side up when normally it's supposed to be upside down because it's supposed to read right side up when you have it this way because the card goes in the slot. So that's how you can tell that this is not the official plate. Also, I think on the real plate, the color pours over onto the sides, whereas on this one, it's white. So that's another telltale sign, but I mean, chances are if you're buying this off of AliExpress, you already know that it's not legit. But like I said, for a couple bucks, like, I feel like these are still worth it. I don't even know if I want to go through all of these. I have so many. All right, we'll do a couple more. So some of these come in styrofoam, and some of these come in bags. So the cheaper ones tend to come in bags. And what I don't like about these ones is that they're very cheaply printed, so the colors on them are usually a little bit off, and you probably can't tell on camera, but like even though they're like a matte finish, they still have like a texture to them. It's a smooth texture, but it's like, I don't know how to explain it. It's not like embossed or anything, like where the shapes are, but just the overall plate itself is like, you might be able to see the texture there in the light. But it's just a very cheap printing, kind of like when you have like a t-shirt printed and, you know, you do it, you only pay like $5 or whatever, and it's done kind of half-assed, and the picture looks kind of faded, or like the colors look bad. So that's how a couple of these are. So this is, it's supposed to be a Pokeball, but it says Pika Pika Monsters, which obviously is not the official title. So like that one's okay. It would be better if the colors were more vibrant and like the actual red that they should be. So not really a fan of that one. That was, like I said, one of the cheaper ones. There's this one's kind of cool. It's a Splatoon one, and I'm pretty sure this one was only like $4, I want to say. But this one, I don't know if you'll be able to see it in the video, but the plates actually change color depending on the lighting. So it's one of those things where if you like shift it around, the colors will kind of change. Not so much on the back plate. Back kind of changes a little bit from like purple to like a different shade of purple, but this front plate here is the one that changes more, and this one goes kind of from like a yellow to a green. Let's see if I can get that one in there. Okay, so that's more of like a yellow, and then in person it looks more green. It's hard, you can't really tell like the gradient, but maybe you can see that it's changing a little bit there. Depends on the lighting too, but this one's like kind of a two-tone Splatoon color. And this one, again, it's matte finish, it's smooth, but it's got that kind of like rough, gritty texture to it. It doesn't really make the print look bad, but it just feels like it wasn't the highest quality. And I mean, I still have a bunch more left, but I think, let's see, should I end it here or should I do one more? I mean, I have a plain, like, so this one right here is a plain solid black. That is one that Nintendo did make at one point, if you wanted to just have a black system, but without, like, the Mario designs on it. And then this one is a Zelda Breath of the Wild one, which, again, was a $4 one, and it was okay. The colors, the black colors definitely fit the black system. And then this was a Pokemon one that I was very disappointed in. This is probably my least favorite. It looked good in the picture because it was like a bright white background with like the red and the purple from Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. But in person, it just ended up being so not what was advertised in the photo. Like this is, let me show you real quick. Because the top plate is bad, but the bottom plate is even worse. So this is supposed to be, keep in mind, red and purple. But like, it's not even red. It's like dull orange. I don't even know what to call that. I was so disappointed in this one. Like I said, most of the $4 ones were kind of disappointing. The Fire Emblem one I think was like $20 because it's such a good replica of the actual official Fire Emblem case or faceplate. And the Boo one I think was like between $10 and $20 because that one actually glows in the dark and feels and looks just like the real Boo plate. But another way you can tell whether they're real or not is like on the back of the plate it'll say like Nintendo like etched into the underside. Although they are starting to do that I think on some of the bootleg plates too. But and then I have just one more plate over here. I'm not going to bother putting it on, but this one is one I ordered because I thought the black and white and red would look really good with the black system, but unfortunately the colors are just kind of dull. I don't know if that comes across on camera, but the red is just kind of more of like a burgundy, and once again, like the texture to it is not that great. So this was another one of the cheaper ones, but it does look good when it's on the system. It's just something a little off about it that bothers me, so I don't really use this one. The ones I tend to use the most are the Fire Emblem and the Boo plates. So yeah, that's the one I'm going to put back on, is the Fire Emblem, because it not only looks the best, but it also feels the best. I remember a long time ago when the original system came out, I looked up reviews, like unboxings for these plates on YouTube, and everybody was saying how like it's nice that they're glossy, but they get scratched really easily. So I don't know if that's going to be the case with these ones from AliExpress. So far, they have not gotten scratched at all. They've just gotten a little bit, sweaty and greasy from like my hands, just from extended play sessions. But that and that, definitely my favorite. So I just wanted to show off some of my faceplates, but if you guys have any other questions about these, like where to get them, because you don't have to get these off AliExpress. You can get them off of eBay, but they're going to be a little bit more expensive. And to be honest, they're the same exact plates. Unless you get the official Nintendo ones, which even the more common ones, like the Animal Crossing ones, there was one of Isabelle, and there was one of like Animal Crossing with like all like a house with a bunch of characters in it. And then there's like a Mario plate, like a Luigi plate. Those ones are both glossy. Even those plates at this point, and the KK slider and the Jibanyan, even those are like super expensive. So if you're going the official route, you're going to pay a lot more. With the AliExpress, if you're going to pay $4 for the cheap ones, just know they're going to be kind of crappy. But if you get like one of the more expensive ones, like the $10 to $20 ones, it's well worth the money, because these are just as good quality as the official Nintendo ones. So they look and feel just as good. So this one and the glow-in-the-dark Boo one are my favorites. But that was it. I just wanted to show you guys some of the plates that I have. I love the new 3DS. It was one of my favorite models they ever released. And I'm going to get back to playing some Pokemon. I just beat Pokemon Sun the other day, and now I'm playing Pokemon Y. So until next time, see you guys later.